The Promised Neverland, an anime that was never on my radar before until I started making TikTok videos and people asked me to watch and review it. So here it is. Now, if you want the spoiler-free version, I've already uploaded that on TikTok. Please, by all means, go over there, but this is going to get straight into spoilers. And I just want to say I have never heard of a horror anime before, so I had no idea what to expect while going into this. And I'll just say this right now. Horror, not at all. Suspenseful, yes, by 1,000. Look, it's been a while since I have seen a show with the pacing that The Promised Neverland was able to keep over 12 episodes. In the first episode, my lord, it's been a while since I've been attached to characters emotionally that fast. What they were able to build with Connie in the climax at the very end of the episode, along with introducing all of the other characters flawlessly, it was a phenomenal way to get you hooked into the series, especially with the last 10 seconds and seeing Mother. Man, that was incredible. And something that I loved is from the start of this show, they made sure that it was clear that not everyone is good at everything. Everyone has something that they specialize in. And what I mean by that is take Emma, for example. She was decently smart, but she was very physically gifted. That's what her main character trait was, on top of Norman just being ridiculously smart, or Ray being smart, but his downside was he's ready to back out of an idea the second he makes it. It's a phenomenal way to show that all of these characters have inherent weaknesses. Within the first few episodes, you get a very, very concrete idea of what these characters are supposed to be and how they're supposed to act, and they never falter from that, and I love it. I think that's one of the many things that make this show great, because their character building, their world building, and character development in just 12 episodes is phenomenal, to be honest. And what I mean by suspense is the amazing way that they were able to animate this show to almost make you feel like you were in a scary situation, like you were turning a corner and you didn't know what it was on the other side, or the abundant amount of super fast close-ups that aren't even necessarily scary, but they add such a level to suspense and the danger that these kids are operating in. Just for example, the scene with Norman on his last episode, at least I think it was his last episode, that was amazing just for him walking to the bathroom with a cup of water, but the way they had the camera pan around each and every corner, I 100% thought that something was going to happen. And the way they were able to build me up like that proves that I am not only emotionally attached to this character's outcome, I care about the whole outcome of the show, period. And while we're here, let's talk about Norman. Let's talk about the absolute GOAT. Look, I love what they did with Norman, even though it was terribly sad. It's been a while since I've been that close to shed a little tear, you know what I'm saying? But the way that they built up Norman, the way that Norman knew, he's a genius, but he knew, look, Emma's plan is bad. Inherently, something is going to go wrong. But I care about her deeply. I'm going to go through this plan, and I'm probably going to die because of it. It is amazing. Even, you could call that foreshadowing, which, I mean, yes, of course it was, but just the statement of him being okay with that at such a young age, just because he cares about somebody, the selflessness and the attachment that gave me to Norman was amazing. And that's one of the reasons why I really liked Norman's sacrifice to the show, because at the same time, it did feel like an elaborate chess game was always going on, trying to outthink Mom, Ray being a double agent for nearly 6 years, Norman understanding that sometimes to succeed, you do have to sacrifice a pawn. When he was on that wall and he got the information about the little divot that actually is possible to cross, it is amazing that he chose to sacrifice himself so that they could get that information. It was an elaborate game of chess. Like when they implemented Sister Crone, you didn't really know whose team she was on until you realized that she was an independent player and she's only going to help the people that benefit her the most. I mean, her character was one of the characters that gave me the most scares by far, or at least raised my heart rate, because I swear every scene she was in, it was one of those crazy close-ups where she has a super menacing face, or her weird baby doll, which I still don't know what that symbolized. But truthfully, this show felt like an amazing game where three people that work so well together are playing against somebody that's been playing the game for far longer than they have. All of the twists and extra plot points, like Norman sacrificing himself, like the fact that Mom gave birth to Ray, these things just add more flavor to the story that was already great, and I loved watching every second of it. Now, this anime worries me for two reasons, and here's one of them. First off, I'm supposed to watch Dr. Stone after this. I do not know if Dr. Stone is going to be able to hold the pace that this anime was able to. And second off, the second season. I'm not saying that I'm too worried because, man, this first season was so incredible, but I really did not expect them to beat the game or escape the farm in the very first season. I thought it was going to end on maybe a main character's death or something like that, but that was not the case at all. Now, I know nothing about the manga, and I'm sure that this show is going to be incredible. I just sometimes worry about second seasons when these shows are this young, and I did feel like that moved a little fast. Now, if you've seen the TikTok that I posted, you know that I have rated this show a 9 out of 10, and there is a very good reason as to why this show does not get a 10 out of 10. One thing that I have a problem with when it comes to shows, especially with younger main characters, I hate the hero complex. Look, children are going to make wrong decisions. That's how they are going to function for most of their life until they are into adulthood, and even adults are going to make wrong decisions. So something does strike me as off when sometimes these main characters are able to get off making these heroic decisions or these very risky decisions that seem so calculated when they are so young. Now, don't get me wrong, I know these characters are smart, but there should have been times where there were more repercussions. Like you deciding to tell every child 5 and up about Mother and everything that's happening with the farm. I understand that your idea was to make the whole escape easier, but there is no way that every kid in there is going to believe you just like that. And it's also very unlikely that no information is going to leak at all. And this was months in the making. This was while Norman was still alive. It is amazing to me that none of this information made it to Mom. Now, obviously, that's just a trope that I have a problem with when a main character is able to continuously make the right decisions with almost no repercussions. I just don't personally enjoy that, but it doesn't take away anything from what The Promised Neverland was able to create in just 12 episodes. I respect this show. I loved every second of it, whether it was the amazing character development, the fact that the characters that they built up never faltered from what you thought they were going to do, or what you thought they stood for. And on top of that, the amazing animation that had this phenomenal way of making you feel exactly what they wanted you to feel in the moment, whether you were turning a corner or was a very, very close-up, which was very uncomforting. It was just an amazing experience all around. I cannot wait for season 2. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure to leave a like and maybe give me another series to watch. See you later.